2020 has been a grueling year for almost everyone. From the new stresses and risks created by the COVID-19 outbreak to huge job losses created by one of the most rapid economic contractions on record in many countries, to the longer-lasting disruption that is emerging in many industries, to the effects of Brexit on the UK and Europe, to turbulent geopolitics on many fronts, this has been a worrying 12 months. We launched the Green Jobs Report back in May this year to focus on how investment in the jobs of the future and the industries of the future could help to rebuild a stronger, more resilient and more inclusive economy. Since then, through analysis of the economic data, we've seen time and time again that this thesis is right. These jobs have proved more resilient during the downturn and do offer important opportunities for rebuilding in 2021 and beyond. In these discussions and in other episodes of ESGX Live, we've looked at these opportunities through a variety of different lenses, from renewable energy and sustainable agriculture to green buildings and circular cities. And we've covered everything from the importance of diversity and racial justice and addressing the growing refugee crisis, to the importance of caring for our oceans and taking steps to reduce the growing conflicts between man and nature. The evidence that these problems are both important and urgent is all around us, from bushfires in Australia to floods in China, to deserts encroaching on farmland in Africa, to hurricanes in the Caribbean, to the inexorable decline of Arctic ice. Our increasing consumption has created a tsunami of waste and pollution that is infiltrating the food we eat, whether that food comes from our land or from our oceans. And though much has been done to alleviate poverty over the last few decades, there are still far too many people in many countries around the world who live desperately difficult lives. In the face of all of this, perhaps because of all of this, the gap between the richest and everyone else is growing ever greater. In the United States, in the 8 months from the 21st March 2020, about 70 million new jobless claims were filed. Over the same period, the wealth of the 10 richest Americans increased by hundreds of billions of dollars. So it is no surprise that social tensions are increasing. The effects are all around us, from the Black Lives Matter protests to extremism in politics to the accelerating refugee crisis. With all this in mind, we are very lucky to have with us on the Green Jobs Report some of the smartest economic minds to help us understand where the best opportunities lie and to help us unlock them, including Dr. Scott Fulwiler, Associate Professor in Economics from the University of Missouri at Kansas City, and his colleague Amir Khalegi, a PhD candidate in economics there, who is arming us with the data. This month, we're going to focus on the role that public banks can play in funding the various transitions that are so important. And we are delighted to be joined by Sylvia Chi from the Asia Pacific Environment Network and Raúl Carrillo from the LPE project. As always, ESGX Live will be down-to-earth, fact-based and interactive as we explore where the best opportunities lie to create better paid jobs, how this can help in both the short term and longer term, and what we can each do to help put this thinking into practice. So please do share a link to this event with your friends. You can just point them to live.esgx.org, and if you are watching this on YouTube, then please do subscribe to our ESGX channel and use the like button. Finally, from me, Nigel Lake in New York, and my co-host Paul Herman in San Francisco, a sincere thank you to our producer Nick Gower and to our ongoing sponsors Pottinger and Hip Investor, thanks to whom ESGX Live is free, open to all and global. We very much look forward to the discussion, and thank you for joining us.